All right, the Loudoun County teen, this was the skirt-wearing boy, biological male, who allegedly assaulted two students in the girls' restrooms at two different schools, was found guilty of all charges in the first assault. The second one is yet to be adjudicated, and the judge said that he will sentence the youth after the second case. The students in Loudoun County, as a result of the verdict, walked out declaring that the school policy as it pertains to bathrooms leaves their campus unsafe and dangerous. Joining me to talk about these and other developments is Meg Kilgannon, Senior Fellow for Education Studies here at the Family Research Council. Meg, welcome back.
Great to be here, Tony.
So a lot of developments. Let's start first with the conviction of this skirt-wearing biological boy who was allowed to use the girls' restrooms and sexually assaulted a teenage girl in the restroom.
Right. Very unfortunate situation. The sentencing for that crime will not happen until the second case is adjudicated. But we're all very interested to see what the sentence will be and whether or not he'll be at school during this time. It's undetermined whether he's going to school in person or if he is remote schooling or what's going on with him.
Now, there was a cover-up of this. I'm just going to call it cover-up because
it was.
This happened on May 28th, June 22nd at the school board meeting. The superintendent was asked about this. Have we had any issues in our restrooms because of this gender-neutral policy? He said, no, we've not had any policy. In fact, he goes on to quote various studies saying this is a red herring. Well, after this came out, and we talked about it on Washington Watch, he held a press conference on October the 15th, in which he said, we failed to keep safe. In fact, I just want to play this clip. Clip number 5, please.
We acknowledge and share in your pain, and we will continue to offer you support to help your families through this trauma. For all of our students, our school-based unified mental health teams are available to anyone who needs care.
You know, that sounds like the CRT language,
Right.
that we share in your pain. No, you caused the pain.
Yes.
First off, by your asinine policy that says boys and girls can use the same restrooms, and then you covered it up from the public.
Right. And then the prosecutor in the county decided it would be a good idea to put an ankle monitor on this young man and let him go back to a different school, which the school agreed to, and the crime is repeated. This is a terrible situation that should really cause parents in Loudoun County, all over Virginia, and all over the country to ask themselves a lot of questions they would rather not ask.
Yeah.
Like, what are the policies in my school regarding children who are, charged with crimes?
Right.
Are they allowed to come back to school? Should they be? There is a presumption of innocence until proven guilty. However, when children's safety is at stake, I think we need to be extremely careful.
I just don't know how you expect any different outcomes when you have policies like this that have biological males and biological females using the same restrooms, locker rooms, showers, etc.
Right.
I mean, how do you expect different outcomes? Now, I want to play another clip. This was President Obama, because this issue has become a national issue. It's become an issue in the Virginia governor's race, and it's probably the number one issue right now in the race for governor of Virginia between Terry McAuliffe and Glenn Youngkin. Former President Obama was campaigning for Terry McAuliffe this past Saturday, and he had this to say about the whole education issue. Clip number 3.
We don't have time to be wasting on these phony, trumped-up culture wars, this fake outrage that right-wing media peddles to juice their ratings.
Manufactured outrage, phony culture wars, girls being raped in bathrooms, that's phony, that's trumped up.
This is the great frustration with the culture war itself, is that it's the left that prosecutes this culture war and the right defends against it, and somehow we're the ones that are fighting the war.
Excellent
This
point.
is just a classic move from their playbook.
We got so much to cover. I want to move on to something else. The curriculum. there's a curriculum in the schools that in order for the parents to be able to see this in Loudoun County, they have to sign a form that's comparable to a non-disclosure agreement. This is to review a portion of the district's new curriculum inspired by critical race theory.
Right.
This group that is peddling this stuff has connections to the Southern Poverty Law Center. What are they hiding? Why do parents have to sign a legal agreement to see what their kids are being taught?
Well, because they don't want a screenshot of this going viral on the internet when someone exposes it for what it is, which is critical race theory, which is an oppressor versus the oppressed dynamic, right? This is the problem. And this is how parents were treated anytime we wanted to see a sex ed curriculum before, in the age before cell phones. You were put in a room by yourself. You couldn't make a copy of anything. You couldn't have a pen or a pencil with you to review this curriculum because it was copyright protected. And so this is how they kept those things under wraps. You could only view it during school hours, which means any parent who worked outside the home couldn't see the curriculum at all. I mean, and this is a classic move on their part, is to demand non-disclosure of parents who want to see, parents who are concerned and want to see material are not allowed to discuss it or show it to anybody else.
You made reference to this earlier. Last question for you, Meg Kilgannon. You were in the Department of Education in the Trump administration. This is not just isolated to Loudoun County.
Correct.
This is happening all across America.
Absolutely true. It is absolutely true. These policies are being promulgated all over the country in places that would really surprise a lot of people who are very comfortable in their red district, thinking that everything's fine in my school. You really ought to make sure.
We've got some resources available to help parents determine what's actually happening in their schools.
Yes.
Very quickly, tell them about it.
At frcaction.org, we have our school board boot camp. At frc.org, we have brochures talking about resources and things that are available to help parents just in understanding what's happening in schools today.
Yeah, instructions on how you can make a difference in your child's school and how you can be better informed. I was encouraged by the kids standing up today, walking out of schools, demanding greater security and safety by not having these crazy bathroom policies. But we need parents
Absolutely.
on the school boards putting an end to this stuff. All right, folks. Meg, thanks.